Howdy, and yeah, I got carried away there. I put my my beginning on as well. So yeah, you had two for the price of one. Two for the price of one, you did. So you did. So right, good evening everybody, and happy Saturday. Yeah, nice to be back again. Yeah, so we're doing the blue Routemaster through Agora Models. So we're doing the South End Routemaster, and yeah, the South End. The South End Transport Routemaster is going to be all painted in blue and white with a red stripe, and it's going to have lots and lots of modifications to it. So, and we're building it alongside the red one, and except it'll be a little bit behind, more behind than the red one is. Okay, so the red one will be the standard London Transport one, and that will be done you know, a little bit before this one. So and that's because there's lots of mods to do to this blue one. Namely, we have to paint it, of course. Okay, so I know one or two of you have had a sneak preview of something that might have turned out all right today, or might not have turned out all right today painting wise, but we'll have a look later on. So keep watching. So in the meantime, we're going to do issues 27 and hopefully issues 28. So that's stages 27 and stages 28, and let's bring them up on page here. So yeah, stages 27 is fitting the front subframe and axle, and the beams for the front of the part of the subframe are fitted to the rear subframe, and the front axle is fitted in between the beams for the front subframe. Yeah, there's a lot to do in this issue. So absolute lot to do in this stage. So yeah, there we are. Look, we're putting the front part of the subframe on the chassis, or the rear part of the subframe, and then we're going to put the front axle on as well. So yeah, it's going to take some doing, but we'll do it. We'll manage. So yeah, there's quite an awful lot to do in this stage. And then if we get time, we're going to do the radiator. So that's stage 28. And I've actually got them parts out ready. So, but yeah, I'm not promising anything yet until we get this stage 27 done. Okay, so I'm just going to backtrack a little bit and then come back on screen. So we have we have a lot of people in chat tonight, so thank you very much. And just as what I'm going to do in chat tonight is I'm going to read everybody's names out. If they said hello to me, I'm going to say hello to them. But if they're saying hello to somebody in the chat, then I'm going to leave them to say hello to somebody in the chat. So just to save on a little bit of time. So tonight then, first off, gold star goes to Geordie Dave. Geordie Dave, good evening, everyone. Hi, Geordie Dave. And we've got Darth DMC. Evening all. Hi, Darth DMC. And we've got Max Modz. Evening, everybody. Hi, Mark. And then we've got D Harris. Good evening, Sir Dave. Good evening, D. Thanks for joining. And then we've got one there saying to Mark and what have you, and Mark saying hello to everybody else, and D saying hello to everybody else. Then we've got Crafty Chris saying evening, everyone in chat. Geordie Dave, Darth, Mark, and D. And then we've got Mark saying he knows the feeling too well about his looking at his iPad and everything. So yeah, and Max Modz says evening to Chris. And what else we've got down here? We've got Danno's Universe. Hello, everyone. Hi, Danno. Thanks for joining. And we've got Gillian Milne as well. So evening, everyone. Hi, Gillian. Thanks for joining. And then we've got Dave Builds. And Dave Builds says, a good evening to all in chat. Good luck with your builds. So Dave says, thank you very much, Dave Mac. And yeah, I'm eagerly awaiting your update on your Titanic as well. So yeah, I've done so many of your videos. I don't normally comment. I just press the like button because I think what you're doing is absolutely brilliant. So, and what else we've got down here? Gillian, Dave, D, and we've got Stuart Sullivan. Stuart Sullivan, hello, Dave. Stuart here. Hi, Stuart. Thanks for joining. And we've got Nigel Branthwaite as well. Hi, Dave, and everyone on chat. Hi, Nigel. Thanks for joining. And yeah, that's brilliant. Right, let's I'll start your comment, and then we'll move on and see if we can get something done, shall we? I'm going to I'm going to yeah, change the camera, and then we're going to get on with the builds as much as what we can. So, and to save my voice a little bit. So, hope you're all having a good Saturday night. And if I was you, I'd be having a wee drink as well on a lovely Saturday night as it is tonight. Right. Okay, my camera's got moved for some reason. Okay, let's have a look then. So, right, I did show you the download instructions on the Agora website, and that's the download instructions. And for ease, because I've got only one screen, I'm not posh like everybody else. I don't have 2 or 3 screens. So I've only got one screen. So obviously my build is on this screen that's at the side of me. And so I'm going to be using the old HACHETTE instructions, which are basically the same, except there is 1 or 2 problems in the HACHETTE instructions, but I do believe they have been clarified and sorted out in the Agora instructions. So for clarity, I definitely use the Agora instructions, and for further clarity as well, you can obviously join our Routemaster group, and I'll put the Routemaster group in on the banner, along with all the other groups that we're involved in. So running across the bottom now is all the other Facebook groups that we are involved with. And so if you're building any of them models that's mentioned in there, or you're building something like a miniature bus that you can ride on or something, or anything 1/12 scale and onwards or for that group, that's very interesting too. So if you want to join up, and you won't be disappointed, I can tell you. Okay, so let's get on then. So we're fitting the front subframe and front axle. This is going to be quite a big issue, quite a big stage to do. So I've checked all the parts already. I've got all the parts, we've got all the screws, and I must say that I've still got the Mark II Horlix pot in use at the moment. So I'm going to be 1 screw short in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my noodle, if I can, and use just the AM screws to keep them out. I could use the AM or the CM because there's only 2 in each of them. So let's have the EMs in. So we'll have the EMs in one of them. Oh dear. So it's been a struggle to get sorted today. I've done an awful lot of things today at home, and I've been struggling to sort of catch up on things that I've been lagging behind with, shall we say. And yeah, I think I've sorted quite an awful lot of things out. Basically, we have a difficult garden to look after, and you know, we have quite a big house to look after as well. So, like, you know, we've got a lot of things to do, which I won't bore you with, but yeah, it's and as you know, Christine ain't very well, so, like, you know, I'm sharing myself all over the place at the moment, which is fine, like, absolutely fine. So I've got notices going off here, there, and everywhere. So sorry about that. Right, so I'm going to change the banner at the bottom there for Agora Models. So I'm going to say, if you want to get involved in this model at all, and I do believe that there is some in the Routemaster group that do want to get involved again with this model, don't contact HACHETTE Partworks, contact agoramodels.com. So have a look on their website, agoramodels.com, and you'll find this Routemaster. It's at the moment, it's on a accelerated pack. So you can actually get an accelerated pack, which means you can get 4 packs of the Routemaster for a vast reduced sum. Okay, so, and I would, you know, if you're seriously considering taking up the Routemaster, then I would seriously consider taking up that offer of the 4 packs for a vast reduced sum, if you can, that is. If not, just subscribe in the normal manner, and you can either choose 12 months or 24 months. And while you're there, have a look at their other models in the site as well. Their other models are museum quality kits, and yeah, there is some fantastic models there. So yeah, if you don't come away with something from their website, well, blow me down. Honestly, they are fantastic, their models. So go and have a quick look. Okay, so that's Agora Models, which is what this we're doing with this. Agora Models are actually supporting this build. Thank you very much, Agora Models. And they've obviously got it on their website as well, on the forum, and there'll be several updates on there from this one a bit later on. I want to get it moving a bit further first before I do make an update on the site. So I'm also doing the official build diary on there as well. So if you're building along and you're stuck with something, have a look in the official build diary. If that doesn't answer your question, then pop along to the Routemaster group that we own, and you know, ask a question in there, pop a question, and we'll see if we can help you if we can. Okay, right. Well, let's crack on with this issue then. So I will bring up the chat a bit later on. So please be patient, and if you can just keep it as brief as you can, please, and then we can crack on for now, can't we? All right. So what we're going to need then, we're actually going to need for step one, we're going to need to take the right beam 27B and identify the fixing point for the steering bar 27C circled. Fix in place with an AM screw. Well, isn't that good? We use the AM screw first. So how did I know that? Yeah, honestly, I didn't look at the instructions first, even though I have built this several times before. So yeah, didn't I just know that we would use that screw? Okay, let's pop it on my screwdriver. Ready. It's ready, willing, and able. So we want the right hand side one, and these are actually marked so with a R, so that means it's the right hand side one. And we're going to need this thing that looks like a bit like a spear, and this is going to be popped into the chassis. When I get it in the right orientation, it's going to be popped into the chassis down there. I believe there is a stud and a hole. The stud goes into the hole, and then there's a hole for your screw as well. Okay, so one of my things, my topics is getting things in the right orientation. So when you're looking at orientation, look at the things on the chassis to make sure they are the same way as they're printed in the magazine or your instructions, and then hopefully you'll get them the right way up. And by doing it that way, it just makes life a little bit easier. So Christine was saying to me the other day that when I was screwing something into this, it looks as though I'm bending it, and that's because this is actually the Partwork Upgrades soft building mat, and so it is a little bit soft and springy, but I'm not breaking it. Obviously, I'm just screwing the screw in, so don't worry about that, guys. But I wholeheartedly you know, I wholeheartedly say that if you're actually building a model and you don't want to scratch it, then get yourselves one of these Partwork Upgrades cushions. They are absolutely superb. They really are. Okay, so let me just pop onto that a moment and let's see where we are on chat. I will bring the chat up now. I think I'll have a quick look at the chat. So Dave Builds says stage 30 is already uploaded, Dave. Yeah, yeah, it has. And yeah, it has, certainly has. Yeah, so, and yeah, the thing is, I'm doing it twice, you see. I'm doing two Routemasters, doing a blue one and a red one. So, but yeah, I'm actually like I suppose about a month behind with this one, maybe 6 weeks behind. So you know, I'm catching up. But this one's going to take an awful lot longer anyway, with me painting it and what have you, because there is an awful lot of painting to do and preparation wise. And you know, we're going to be modding this to modify several modifications that's out there in the community already, so including the Partwork upgrades modification as well. So yeah, everybody's saying hello to everybody again. That's lovely. And then we've got there we go. Okay, we've got David Bassett. Ding ding. Good evening, everyone in chat, and especially to Sir Dave. Sir, thank you. There you are, David. I hope you've had a good day today too, because you've been out with the Routemasters and the RFs and the RTs and everything else, haven't you? And I'm not jealous, honestly. Well, actually, I am. Never mind. I'm pretty sure before the end of the season this year, I'll actually get to see some lovely buses and what have you, because yeah, I've got some shows that I really need to go to if I can. So yeah, sometime during the summer, we hope. Okay. Yeah, Max says the builder's cushion is roughly A2 size. Yeah, it's just a little bit shorter than that, I think, a little bit narrower than that. But yeah, about A2 mark, I would say. Yeah, round about that size. Yeah, certainly is. Okay, and everybody else is saying hello to everybody else in the chat, so that's lovely. Thank you ever so much for that. All right, let's get on then. So what's in stage 2 then? Step 2, sorry, fit the right mount 27F to the right beam 27B and fix in place with 2 FM screws. Repeat and repeat and repeat and fit the left mount in 27E. Okay, to the left beam. All right, so what we've got to do then is find the right one of these, and I do believe that there is a R. Oh yes, there is an R. There's an R printed on it. And is there an L? Oh, yes, there is an L printed on that as well. Yeah, there certainly is. So again, we're looking at the orientation of the chassis. Be careful of this. This is only a plastic part, so when it's obviously in the cushion here. So I'm going to be putting this in the right orientation when I can get the right orientation. That is probably that way. No, it's not that way. I'm thinking maybe it's that way then. So no, I'm thinking maybe it's the other way then. So let's see if I can get this in the right orientation. So is it not going to fit there, or does it fit on the inside or the outside? I can't remember, to be honest. No, it fits that way. That's correct. There we are. Okay, it fits in that orientation, I do believe. So if I was to turn that around, that would still not be right with the orientation for the right mounting. That's good. And I'm just spouting about the right orientation. And the instructions are the wrong orientation. Let's put it around that way and see what it says now. Okay. So I am going to be looking at this very, very carefully. This should be the left and should be the left. Yes. Okay, let's see if that'll pop on there. Get it the right way around. There we are. Okay, so we'll have that one that side and one that side. Yep. Okay. So then we've got to put 2 FM screws in there, aren't we? So FM screws. Okay, 1. You can use a little bit of oil for this if you wish, if it's not going in very well. That's personal preference. I sometimes do and I sometimes don't, depending on how the screw fixings are. So yeah, that's going in quite well. Turn it that way, and then we'll see if we can get it in. I must say I'm really warm tonight, and I don't know why. I think the heating's come on. So, and it's been a beautiful day today. Sunny, warm winds. Anybody think we was in a different country, wouldn't they? Today. So anyway, we obviously aren't. So that's that. Okay. So what do we do now then? We go to the next one. Yeah, let's have a look. We've got to this one, and we've put this one in. Yep, I do believe we do. Let's turn that the right way around and get that in the right orientation that way. Yes, indeed. Okay, now I've got a bit of paint block on this one, so I'm just going to use the point of that screwdriver and just see if I can clear it out a little bit. There we are. Just a little bit of paint block. Yeah, nothing too much troublesome. Okay, and then 2 FM screws just the same. Of course, this isn't the interesting bit. The interesting bit is really putting the axle on the chassis, isn't it? But yeah, we will get to that, guys, honestly. Okay, and then we've got the awkward stage of taking the springs apart as well, haven't we? So, because if you remember from the last one we did, we had to take the springs apart and replace the screws a bit later on once we've got these chassis bars on, didn't we? So, okay. All right, they're nice and tight and nicely in. And just double check these again. Yeah, if they're not that way, they're that way. Yeah, and they're the right way around. Okay. I don't know what the stream's like tonight because we've actually got a wedding going off down here tonight, and as you know, we live near a wedding venue, and at the wedding venue there's approximately 200 people, maybe more, and it's like, well, I suppose it's the first time they can have a big do since COVID. It's this year, I suppose. So I think they're making on while they can. And so our internet connection may be a bit dodgy tonight, so I do apologise for that. Okay, so step 3 then, we have to take this bar on, okay, and we have to put this bar probably in between these two widgets here. Let's have a look, shall we? Okay, so the bar is offset. You can see the 2 offset bits there, and this is actually a cross rod that holds the bottom half of the engine to the chassis. Okay, and at the ends there we've got D-shaped, and you should have a D-shaped hole, I think. Yeah, thought we did. Yeah, maybe it's because I'll get it the right way around. So, and then hopefully, let's put them that way. Let's get these the right orientation. Frame yourself, David. Frame yourself. There we are. So the D-shaped hole goes in the D-shaped hole like that, and that one goes like that in that side. Okay, so the orientation of the magazine is that way, the instructions, and you've got to check the cutout in the chassis down here, and the holes, of course, and these holes, and this steering bar here. And once you've checked all them out for the right orientation, then it's just a case of finding the correct screws, and the correct screws for this one is FM screws yet again. Okay, so check that they are the FM screws. Yes, they are. Okay, so we've got one in each end, and this is where it can be a little bit difficult, especially if you're struggling to get the screw into the metal itself. But I'm having no trouble at the moment, so that's good. So there's one. We'll come up with the other one. Come on, turn round. Yeah, and I think there's some lovely chat going off there about David Bassett's day today. And yeah, it certainly is a lucky person being around them lovely vehicles today. Lovely weather for it as well, I think. It's been beautiful here. Hope it's been a really nice day for you today, David. You got plenty of photographs, and did you get any videos from and what have you? Okay, so we've got that in now, and it's seated in properly as well. Just check it that I can't spin it or anything. Yeah, seated in lovely. Okay, so the next thing then that we need is the chassis itself, the subframe. So it says for step 4, it says take the rear subframe completed in issue 17. Fit the rear subframe to the undersanded struts in part 17A and fix in place with 6 FM screws. The inset shows the pieces connected. Okay. It also says in the red circle, insert the FM screws one at a time and half tighten each one. When all are fitted, they can be fully tightened. Okay. So we're going to need some space, aren't we? So let's move things over. Move closer. Okay, so here's the chassis, or should I say the subframes. And this is where I have to do a little bit of shuffling around. So, and this is where I hope that it doesn't actually catch my mouse too much, otherwise we end up going off stream. So let's get it on there where you can see. Okay, so basically what I've got to do is these 6 holes, 3 that side and 3 this side, match up with 3 this side and 3 that side underneath. And then we connect them with FM screws. So yeah, it does take a little bit of fiddling to get organized under there, but it's quite possible. Okay, so let's make a start then. So yeah, I've been rushed off my feet today doing this, that and the other, and I've been trying to catch up, as I say, on a few jobs, and it's not very good when you want to get on and you just, well, you don't feel like getting on. Do you know what I mean? You just you've got so much to do that sometimes it's not very pleasant catching up, is it? So anyway, I've got mostly there now, so let's move that out of the way, and let's got that one in. Okay, let's have another one. Oh, yeah, tomorrow is actually Mother's Day, which is lovely. So happy Mother's Day to all them mothers that's out there, and I hope you get spoiled if you can, and if not, you know, I hope it's nice seeing your kids and that, and your grandkids and what have you. So, and yeah, it's also another special day tomorrow as well, and it's the first day of British summertime, and goodness me, that does make me feel absolutely happy, really does, because I suffer, like a few people do, I suffer from seasonal affective disorder, or SAD as they call it. Yeah, I am sad. And I do like summer nights and spring mornings, and I just love spring and summer. I think it's absolutely wonderful time of the year. It really is, and it makes you feel an awful lot better, even though it might be raining. The daylight hours are long, lovely long days, and you know, you hear the birds singing on a nice day, and it's wonderful. It just makes you feel good to be alive on a spring and a summer day. rather than being in the doldrums with winter and cold. And oh, doesn't it make it feel a lot better when it's spring and summer? Mind you, that's only me. I mean, that's a personal choice, of course. I mean, you guys, you might like winter best, and that's perfectly acceptable, of course. No problem. And I actually detest cold, damp, horrible days, and it does my body absolutely no good at all. Especially when you're suffering from rheumatoid arthritis and arthritis of any sort. It really does make you feel down in the dumps and what have you on a cold, miserable day. So yeah, British summertime. I can't wait. Yeah, it does make you feel really good. And actually, this year I haven't seemed to complain too much. I usually complain that it's miserable again. You know, I haven't actually done that an awful lot this year, or tried not to do an awful lot of it this year, complaining and being miserable. I suppose since COVID, we're all, grateful for being here, really, aren't we? We're grateful for the chance of, physically living, aren't we? It's especially after what we've all been through, terrible times. So, and unfortunately, COVID seems to be making a comeback as well, doesn't it, in one form or the other? But yeah, we've just got to work for the best, really, haven't we? Right. So I'm going to quickly look at the chat and see what we've got in the chat. I'm struggling to get all my bits in. Get all my bits in. So, right. There we go. Goodness me, there is a lot of chat. Okay, so David Bassett says, I've just got back from the 110 Heritage Running Day in Wandsworth, and had a lovely ride on a box top or a top box RT from East Ham to Lambourne End and all the way back to North Woolwich Ferry. Rode on RM and RML. Oh goodness me, don't know what that was. RML 23100, 2310. Sorry, brilliant. Yeah, the roof box RTs. Oh, David, yes, absolutely. 10 RTs, RMs, RMLs, including numerical LTs. Last one, RML 2760, an RMC wartime guy, Arab, and a DM and a DSM 1, and a Metro bus, and a Dennis Dart, and a Leyland Titan, and then more modern contingent. Goodness me, David. Yeah, you made me really jealous now. So Dave McBill says, and the rain returns for us all next week. There goes our summer. Yes, laughing out loud. Yes, absolutely. And David Bassett says hello to everybody. And yeah, so Nigel says, lucky person, David, be able in some AECs wish would do that here in Christchurch, New Zealand, with our preserved AECs. Yeah, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? So it really would. So David Bassett said, sadly, I only managed to take a couple of photographs as my battery died. I will post some tomorrow after the Dorking running day on the Facebook page. Oh, thank you, David. Much appreciated that. David Bassett says, Nigel Branthwaite, oh yes, I am indeed very lucky to be near enough to London, so I could attend this event, and even luckier that I have a very attractive Amersham District Motorbus Society nearby. Brilliant. So, and I'm up bright and breezy in the morning, and have to be in Amersham at 8:20 to catch the RF 673 on feeder route 400, taking us all the way to Dorking, arriving there at 11 a.m. For another running day. Wow, it sounds fantastic. Danno's Universe says, I can't wait until the summer, and could be outside down the allotment or just out with my camera. Love the summer. Yes, I do too. And then Stuart Sullivan says, Dave, are the stands part of the build on the chassis or your innovation? Invention? Yeah, the 4 metal screws. Yeah, they are actually my invention. But you can use you can use it if you wish. I was going to say that they're just coach bolts with nice shiny round ends. With the square coach bolt a bit at the bottom, of course. So yeah, threaded all the way up, and I'm going to be using this as just another idea. But there is another idea. I think on another video I did the David Buckingham base. So I would suggest more than this. I would suggest that you purchase the David Buckingham base if at all possible, or get your name down for one, because David Buckingham is going to be building a few more again. So if you want one, let me know, and then I'll let David Buckingham know, unless you want to let David Buckingham know yourself. But he's going to be doing a one-off special, I think, of about 16. So, but he needs to know numbers so he can get his wood ordered and everything. But this is just an idea I had. If you couldn't afford a David Buckingham base, you drilled the chassis on the square plates. Okay, all 4 corners where it's on the chassis, where the black blocks go. You drill them out to, I think it's 6 mil. Could be 5 mil, 5 or 6 mil. You get 5 or 6 mil bolts. Double nut them, so you nut them at the top here, and then nut them underneath with washers. Okay, and then when you get your wheels and your axles on, you can actually adjust this so that your wheels are just off the floor or just touching the floor, which is a little bit better than the black blocks. The black blocks make it so that it's half an inch or more off the floor, and it just looks as though it's, you know, it's like flying, I suppose. It looks better when it's on the David Buckingham base like that, but it doesn't look better when it's just stood in a cabinet just on them black plastic blocks. Besides that, them black plastic blocks, you have to physically place them underneath, lift your model up and place them underneath, and guess that you've actually got it right. Whereas these are, once these are cut to size, these will be in there permanently, and you won't have to mess around with black plastic blocks. You can just lift it up and put it down wherever you want. So I hope that's explained it well enough. But also, while I'm explaining that, this part of the screw here that comes through, once you've realized where you want the height of your chassis off the floor, off the table or whatever you're standing on, you've got to adjust them up and down, obviously, with these nuts at each side. So nuts under there, nuts this side. And once you've adjusted them, this excess here needs sawing off, because the floor comes over this part, the floor of the bus. So you don't have any room to maneuver these once you get the floor in, because these will be sticking through the floor, of course. So you need to saw these ends off here, flush to this chassis. Okay, and then but that's, of course, once you've determined how high you want your bus off the floor. This one is just going to be just touching the floor, just ever so slightly touching the floor, so it's got the weight off the chassis, the weight off the suspension, and then these are going to be adjusted to the correct height, and then these are going to be painted matte black, so you won't see them on this one. But on the other one that we're doing for Agora, we'll be using the David Buckingham base with the black blocks. Okay, so then you've got 2 lots of scenarios, if you like, 2 lots of choices as to how you want to display your model. Okay, so I hope that's all right, but if not, let me know, Stuart, and I can show you some more pictures and probably explain it a little bit better. Okay, so right, where are we up to then? We're we've got that all fastened into the chassis. It's all nice and tight and nice and strong. In fact, I am just going to give it a little bit more tighten because I'm just not sure that it's 100%. So yeah, I did think that it would go a little bit more. Unbelievable, yeah. But yeah, it does go a little bit more. So it's a good job that I checked that really. Yeah, there's them two that were loose. That one was a bit loose. And let's get the screwdriver in. Yeah, that's okay. And that one's okay. Of course, there won't be many opportunities now to tighten this chassis up. So take the opportunity now while you've got it to actually tighten it up so it's nice and tight. And then your model won't come loose then. Okay. So that's that nice and tight now. So we've got them chassis extensions on the front there now. So what do we need now? Well, we need this, don't we? We need the front axle. So I'm just going to put this away for the time being simply because it's now in the way, isn't it? So of our work area. And we're going back to the instructions. And the instructions are as follows. Okay, so step 5 is take the front axle and steering mechanism completed in issue 11. Identify the shock absorber fixings 6C fitted in issue 6. Remove the 8 EM screws holding the fixtures in place and remove the shock absorber fixtures as indicated by the red arrows. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a little picture of that. So yeah, you have to remove the shock absorbers and then of course them 8 EM screws. Okay, and it'll all become clear once we get them removed. Okay, so I must say I'm dry tonight as well. I've got some tea. We're on Rington's tea tonight as well, so which is nice. And I've actually got some Coke there as well, so I can have a drink of Coke if I wish. I'm actually going to put these screws to one side because I do believe that we do actually get some new screws for this. So, which is very good because if we happen to have ruined these screw ends, then we do happen to get some new screws to replace them. So, how's the time going? It's 8:45. Oh goodness me. Okay. Keep getting all these silly notifications. I'll have to wait. Okay. All right. So we've got that out now. Just get rid of them 2 screws that's in there. 1, 2. Come on, pop out. There we are. Put them to one side. So that's that side. And there is the spring, obviously. I'm going to leave the spring in there for now. And then we'll take this side out. So let's move it more onto the camera. I must say I had a shower before the stream, and I think I'm going to need one afterwards as well. I'm sweating like Billy O. Oh goodness me, there must be stuff ending on eBay that I'm watching, I think. Well, usually I suppose usually things are ending on a Saturday night, aren't they? Or a Sunday. I don't buy an awful lot of eBay. I just watch. I watch an awful lot just to see what prices are and what have you. So, and that could be anything really. I don't normally watch buses or anything. I actually watch all sorts. So, okay. So we've got that then. So I think we may have to keep these separated so that we do actually know which side is which. Okay. So I'm going to need to move this over here so I can bring the chassis back in, I think. Okay. That one's, because that's an AM. Right. So what is in the next instruction then? Turn the subframe over and fit the front axle assembly. Suspension arm 5A sits on the top of the beams, 27A and 27B, and however at the same time past the steering bar, 11E under the cross rod, 27D, and insert the end of the steering drive 27D into the hollow end of part 11E. The inset below shows the axle in place with the fitting of the steering drive circled in red. Okay, so this is the big issue to this stage of actually physically fitting the front axle to the chassis. Now I'm going to have to do a little bit of maneuvering, I think. And we need the chassis upside down, so I'm just looking at the chassis to make sure that there's nothing that was spoiled. You know, there isn't. Okay, so we need the chassis in again, and yeah, by the time I finish this issue tonight, I'll have done my weightlifting for the day, won't I? So I'm going to use my trusty foam block again. And if you don't know, I use a foam block. I've got loads of this light foam. It's a blue extruded foam, which use in commercial freezers. Commercial freezer lorries are very commercial freezers. It's hard, yet it's soft, and it can be sawn, it can be glued, it can be drilled, it can be shaped. You can sand it, of course. So, but it's ideal for this sort of thing. Absolutely ideal for propping up your work like this. And oops, nearly ended the stream. Goodness me, that's my mouse that got in the way. Sorry about that, folks. Right, want to get it so you can see what's going on in the camera. Okay, I'm running out of room. There we go. So we've got to take this axle. I'm going to make sure that it's the right way around, which I do believe this is at the moment. I'll move my instructions so I can see them. And then we've got to, as the instruction says, we've got to pass this over the chassis just there and there. So sorry if my hands are in the way. And then this bar here has to connect to this one here. So we've got to slide that on there. Okay. And then we've also got to pop this on there, which it doesn't tell you at the moment. And then we've got to pop that one on there once we get them into the right position. So we're looking at all the steering mechanism to get it in the right positions and the right places. That's in there. And then, of course, we're looking at the two axle ends here to make sure that them 4 holes are accessible to get the screws in. And then we're looking back at the instructions again, and we need 4 FM screws. Okay, 2 at this side to hold the axle in and 2 at this side to hold the axle in. And then we can actually get the axle fastened to the chassis or the subframe. So going down here, it is rather difficult finding the holes of where they go. I seem to remember I did have a problem last time, and that's simply because it's like down in the depths of the chassis. Really, it's difficult to see. But once you know where they are and you can get the first one lined up, it's generally not too bad to get the others lined up. That's if it's going to go in. And I think it's gone in. Yes, it's gone in. So I'm tightening it fully up because I need a little bit of movement for the other side. So just checking the other side now. And I'll go for the same one the other side if I can. It's rather difficult because you've got to get your screwdriver in between the suspension rail and excuse me, use that. See, it's come off the screwdriver. Okay. Try it like that. Going down, down. There we go. I've got to get it in the hole. No, it's not going to go. So I won't say what I normally say. If you don't succeed, try again. Where's the screw gone? Oh, it's there. It's dropped off. There we are. Come on. It's a bit like trial and error, really. What's that? That's dropped off there. I don't know what it was. It may be not just quite lined up properly. Yeah. Get in the hole. Let's see if we can get it to line up. It's going. It's going. Yes, indeed. Okay. So all being well now, the other two should be lined up. So I'm just looking back at the computer to make sure I haven't ended the stream or anything. So if I've ended the stream, you guys won't know what I'm doing. So there is a little bit of paint block in there as well, which we just cleared. So I'll go for the other one, the front one now. I have this fear of the screwdriver slipping. And yeah, because there is a bit of pressure on the screwdriver. But you're having to line these up, you see, so it's understandable. Okay, so then the fourth one then, which is the last one that attaches these, then we can hopefully tighten them all up. Oops, it's dropped out. Okay. I'm going to have my window open if I'm going to be building in summer, guys, because it's going to be sweltering. Mind you, the sun's been beating in this window today. It really has. So, get that one tight. Yeah, and get that one tight. Okay, and then we'll get that one tight, and then we'll go around them all again, just to make sure. So we don't want our axle coming off, do we? No, we don't, Dave. Okay, and that one. Yes, indeed. Yeah. And that one. Yeah. And that one. There we go. Okay, so making sure that all these are lined up again. Where they're supposed to go, yeah. And the spring, of course. Yeah. Okay, so back to the magazine for the instructions. Just have a quick slurp of my tea. Okay, so back to the instructions, and we're now on to step 7. We fastened that all in, and step 7 is basically putting them screws in, which we've just done, and then step 8 is replacing the shock absorbers and over the springs with some new EM screws. Okay, so let's go for this one first. These will find their own way if you like. They might be a little bit difficult because you have to actually line the base of the shock absorber up into the hole, so it goes into the groove in the hole before you can actually put any screws in. Have I just got one screw there? I think so. I'm having to stand up for this because it's a little bit tricky. So I want to get them in the right holes. Come on. No, not gone anywhere near it because the suspension's moved. Okay. Not going to go in there? No. No, we're nowhere near it at the moment. Come on. Yeah, it's quite tricky getting the bottom of the suspension, the shock absorber, through the hole at the other side, and then lining it all up again. But it can be done. It can be done if you're clever. Where's the hole? There we are. Right, let's hold that in if we can. Oh, shaking hand. You need a vice grip to to actually do this. Let's go for the bottom hole first. Any joy? No, don't think so. No, just missed it. Okay, should go now. So that's got one. Let's quickly get the other screw in. That side, hopefully it'll all be lined up. It won't be far off from lining up. There we go. Yeah, getting the first screw in is the worst. It is. Okay, so there's 4 of these little blighters going in. That's 3. And this one here. So I'm hoping that my camera's not real blurry, but with me flashing in front of the camera all the time, it's a bit difficult to stop it from being blurry, if you know what I mean. So tighten them up. You don't want your spring coming loose, do you? Certainly don't want your spring coming loose on this road we live down. Goodness me, it's horrendous. So test your suspension. That works. Okay, so now we're on to that one, and it's the same procedure for that side. Line it up so that it fits. Let's get a screw on my screwdriver first. That might be a plan, mightn't it? Come on, let's see if we can do this. I think I've got an idea that my camera's going blurry while I'm trying to do this stage, but not an awful lot I can do about it because I'm flashing it in between the... I'm not even sure that that's in right. It might be holding it, yeah. Let's get the other screw in. Yeah, it's given a good day for tomorrow as well, hasn't it, weather-wise? And then unfortunately, as Dave Max says, it's going to go downhill from Monday. Did I see somebody was saying something about snow next week? No, surely not. Surely we're well away from that now, aren't we? So, well, actually, I've known it before today in April. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me in the least. But you just hope for a nice spring, don't you? It would be nice if we had a nice spring. So have we got them nice and tight now? I think so. Yeah. And come on. Yeah. Test. Yeah, that's works. Perfect. Okay, so that's the suspension back on there. I've got a feeling that we have to do these now, so I'm just going to have a quick look at the magazine for the instructions. Okay, yeah, so we've got the shock absorbers in. Stage 9 is 2 FM screws to fix these steering arms in. So I'm going to bring my screw tray around. FMs and them. 1 this side and 1 that side. I actually thought there wasn't FMs that held these in, but they obviously are, aren't they? Okay. So if you're watching this for the first time, I do apologise for me huffing and puffing a bit, but I have got a problem with my lungs, so it's sometimes a bit difficult for me to work and talk. But, come on, it's going. And if you are watching this for the first time, thank you very much for watching, and please give me a nice thumbs up if you wouldn't mind, please, and check back again. Press the ding dong bell if you want to be notified of any of my videos. And I'm only part of a community as well, so we're never on our own. We've got a community of builders. So there we go. Look at that. And what else have we got to do now? We've got to, yes, I see. Okay. So we've done them two. So that's stage 9 done. Stage 10, we have to fit a part that we did a long time ago. It seems a long time ago, which was 22K and 22N. So take the connector and line assembly from issue 22 in set right. Identify the fixing points on the subframe above. The bracket 22K is fitted with a screw hole in part 27B circled in red. The end of the line 22N is connected to part 23A circled in blue. Okay, so I do believe then that we need the chassis subframes the other way up, then we can actually see what we're looking at, unless it goes just there. Oh, it goes just there, so we might be able to get away with it this side. Okay, now I've got to find the part that we did, haven't we? So that's got to be that bit, I suppose. So it actually doesn't show that very well, does it? Let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't actually look like that in the parts. But we'll have a look. Yeah, I see. So I do believe that it goes on the chassis. And this is where we found out whether we've got it the right way or the wrong way. It goes under there on the chassis. And this looks actually that I've got it actually the wrong way around. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got this the wrong way around by the looks of it. Yeah. Right, okay. So there's a lesson. Right, let's move this then and I'll show you. Oh, goodness me. Let's pop it on there. There we are. Let's move that out the way. So this part here, we actually fixed it a long time ago in issue 22. I'll bring my camera down and have a look. So, and I did question this at the time, whether I got this the right way around or the wrong way around. And these connectors should actually be on this thing here. And that's because I do believe on that side is that the hole here that these are connected to and the widget that sticks out there actually goes up against the chassis. So what have we got to do then, guys? We've got to unscrew it and put it on the other way around. I think I did question it. I'm sure I questioned it, whether that was the right way around. It wasn't very clear in the instructions, if I remember. Yeah, and we said, well, we'll put it on there for now, and then if it's wrong, we'll move it. We'll move it. Okay, let's go and put that in there. And I can't remember from one build to the next, like, but even though I do thoroughly enjoy it, but each one has their quirks, I suppose, don't they? Depends if you're doing them, you know, one after another or what have you. Come on. It might be going along. How's that? Yeah, we've moved it. Okay. Just bring it down a little bit more. Just a little bit. There we are. Okay. So what we need is that you see. I don't know whether you can see in this camera. We've got a hole and a peg. Okay, and the hole goes into the chassis. Sorry, the peg goes into the chassis, and the hole is for a screw in the chassis. So you put that up against the chassis, and then pop a screw in it, and job's your uncle. Yeah, job's a carrot. Okay. So we need the chassis back again, don't we? Okay. And then see if we can sort that issue out. So, exercise. Pilates has nothing on us, does it? Hey? Pilates. What is Pilates? I thought it was lifting your legs up, but dear, dear. Well, one thing, guys, you do get a bit of a laugh from me, so that's all right. Now then, can I find out which way goes which? And can I get it to go the right way? Popping it under there, under the chassis, trying to find the hole that it pops into. Okay. Oh, yeah, and I may need that a little bit higher. So, pop it on there for now. Just looking back at the camera to see if you guys can see. It's difficult to see, I know. Which also means that the peg might be the wrong way around as well. We'll check that in a minute. Let's have a quick look at the instructions again. See if we can find out which way it goes. It's a bit indiscriminate as the instructions actually. Don't actually show you what's what. So, not really. It's not very useful, is it? No. Yeah. Okay. So we do believe that it goes that way. But it's getting it to pop in there and that hole in the chassis where it should go. If I could get the locating pin in, we'll have cracked it, won't we? Oops. Oops a daisy. Come on. It's very nearly there. Very nearly it's not there though, is it? Move it along a little bit. Yeah, I can't remember the last one being this fiddly, but I suppose one of them was. That's presuming, of course, I've got it the right way around. I can't get it to slip in there, so what we'll do then is we'll take the black pipe off and we'll pop it the other way around and see if it pops in that way. Okay. Come on. Very nearly there. There we are. So if that goes that way, and we pop a screw in it, just have a look at the instructions once again. And that's nearest the generator. So yeah, that'll be right. So it's a CM screw. Okay, I think we only had 2 CM screws anyway, didn't we? So let's see if I can get the screw to go right way around. Come on. Okay. That's a long stream tonight, guys. Well, actually, we're an hour and 10, aren't we? So we're not that bad. Not that bad. Come on, get under there. I did budget on about an hour and a half, actually. So, and I haven't forgotten, guys. I have got something special to show you. And I will be showing you in a second if I get this in. Mind you, it's just dropped out again, so. I'm just going to prop this up higher up. And hopefully I can get to it a bit higher up. It might be off camera for a second. Move things along. Goodness me, I didn't realise that my camera was that warm. Stream's still going, thank goodness. Get in there. So I've got it in pretty much in the right position. It's just I've got to hold it. And I'm not left-handed. Come on, there we go. Into the hole in the chassis. There we go. It's going in, I believe. I hope it's going in. Oops. It feels as though it's going in. It feels as though it's going in, but it isn't. So does that mean it's in the wrong one? Not according to the instructions, it isn't. It's just that small, guys. You can't hold it and screw it at the same time. There we are. I've got it started. There we go. Just move along my hand and screw it out, and then I can get a bit more purchase on it then. What a devil of a job this one is. Yeah. Still, we've gotten her in. Just tighten her up a bit more. And I'll be happy. Yeah, there we are. Right, so black pipe. So the black pipe goes facing towards the back. It goes on there. And then does it go through the chassis anywhere? Oh yeah, it does. There is a hole that it goes through on the chassis. Okay. That's clever, isn't it? Goes through that hole and then it connects to the back here somewhere on that widget there. Come on, turn around when possible. This is going to be fun as well, getting it on there. You haven't got enough movement with your fingers to actually do it. Can't remember the last one being so hard like this. Never mind. Is it on? I can't say, to be honest. No, it isn't on. Okay. No, I can't see. I'm working in my own shadow. So let's turn that over for a second. Okay. Let's put that in front wheels over there. See if I can see it from down here. Okay. That one on there. Now I've lost it. It's this side. Okay, see it this side. Look. Let's grip it with my tweezers. And I'll have to get my head in the way here, guys. So I'm just move that out the way a second. Move it down. See if it'll focus while I just grip this and push it on. If it will get the right way around. Fiddly issue. It knows it's a fiddly issue because we're moving on to a much better step in a bit. So, come on, get on there, please. It's nearly on. It's on. Thank goodness for that, it's on. Just make sure, just push it on a little bit further if I can. Grip, push. Yeah. I don't think it's going to go on any further than that, but it is on. Whew. Can you see where the pipe is? I don't think you can at the moment. So it's back here somewhere. And I don't think I can get, I can get my camera down there. So it's down there, it's on. The black pipes are now on and connected. Okay, I'm just going to lift that back up again, and when we can bring this back into shot, then we can see what else we need to do. Okay. Well, you'll be happy to know, guys, that was the last stage in this 27, because that's the finished views, and that's what we've got here is the finished views. So thank goodness for that. 9:15. So yeah, not too bad. It's made me sweat a little bit, but yeah, we're done on there. I may actually put a tiny smidgen of super glue on that little bit of pipe there, because it doesn't seem as though it'll stick on there. I don't think. One little jump and I think it might be off, so I might just pop a little bit of super glue on off to the stream. But we've got another pipe to go on this bit here, and that will be in this issue. It might be in this issue. Can I see another pipe anywhere at the front? Not at the moment, I can't. I can see that there's another one there. It hasn't actually told us where that one goes. So that's good, isn't it? So let me just check on this side. Yeah, we've got that one on, that one on. Yeah, there's not one on that side that's missing. Nope. So I wonder if there isn't one on there. That's a thought. Maybe isn't one on the front end of there. Anyway, I will keep my eye out for that, because I actually have got a spare black pipe. So we'll keep our eye out for that one. Right, so that's the front end of the chassis done, and the steering arms in and everything, and suspension sorted, and the wheels are on. So now I can adjust off stream. I can adjust these to where I want them. I can saw these off to the correct height, so they're not in the way of the floor, and so I can do that off stream. So what did I say we was going to do next? Yes, that's right, we was going to do the next issue, weren't we? We was going to do the radiator. Okay, I'm just going to pop this on this box. It's just a bit awkward to place right at the minute. Oh dear, out of camera shot. So right, so we want 28 now, don't we? 27 all done and dusted. 28. Okay. So well, we had a lot of chat come in. I think we have, haven't we? Let me just quickly go to chat then, and we'll bring chat in. So where is issue 28? I've put it somewhere. There it is. I think Danno was asking me, do I use scissors all the time on my issues? Yeah, I do. What I do is I slide everything up to one side, and then I get my scissors and I cut right down the pack. So right down the side of the pack like that, right to the end, off it goes. Okay, and then everything that's in the pack should then tip up and tip out onto your work surface mat. But if you have a soft mat, like we have a soft mat here with the Partwork Upgrades mat, things don't roll about and go walkabouts. They just stay where they are on the mat, and that's so useful, especially when you're talking about little bits that do roll off. So right, let's have a quick count up then, and then I'll have a quick have a look at the chat. So we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 11 pieces, that's all correct. So right, let's go to the chat and see what we can bring up with that then, shall we? Just move that out the way, and move that out the way, and bring that down a little bit. Oh goodness me, get rid of my scissors. Okay, got my screwdriver. Yep. Okay, so I'll bring up the chat, have a quick slurp of my tea. Goodness me. Right, let's have a look. Okay, where was we in the chat? So goodness me, the chat has just frozen for some reason. Is it not going to move? That's it. So Stuart Sullivan says, brilliant, Dave. No, that's okay. Thank you. And Dave McBill says, it's looking great, Dave. Thank you. Thank you for that. Nigel Branthwaite says, yes, putting the axle on the subframe was hard, but the words of Dave went through my head. Try again. I got there. No, that's great. Yeah, try again. My old head teacher used to say that to us all the time when I was back in school many years ago. Try again. Yeah, and so yeah, that's what we had to do, isn't it? So Ian Campbell, evening all, been on for ages, just sitting back and watching. No, that's great, Ian. Thank you. And D. Harris says, evening, Ian. Chilling with some company, I take it. And Max Modz says, evening, Ian. And Nigel Branthwaite says, evening. And Ian says, haha, D. Harris, multitasking, drinking, watching, and designing. Oh, sounds intriguing. Yeah, brilliant. So D says, no work at this time of night, Ian. It's on a Saturday night. So Ian says, for some perhaps, just released the Lambo blueprint. Whoa, that's the Agora Lambo, is it? Blueprint, the yellow car. Lovely car, that, isn't it? So, and then D Harris says, true, you're a businessman. Wonder who some of these people are that are giving you these ideas. Laughing out loud. Yeah. So, and Ian Campbell says, yeah, 4.6% of them all D. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay, let's have that comment and style that comment. And yeah, thanks for being along, Ian. Much appreciated. And yeah, of course, we're using your bits and bobs. This is the blue Routemaster, and this one probably might have your power mod on it first, depending on a few things really. But it depends on whether I can A, afford some more, or B, you know, depending on which of the models will be shown more than anything. Perhaps this model, with it being the Agora model that I'm doing, the blue Southend Transport one, this probably will be shown an awful lot around in public. So I may well put your power mod on this first, and several other things that I'll be doing to it as well. Okay, so back to the instructions, destructions. Come on to the stream, thank you. And got to them. So yeah, we're going to be doing the radiator. The main parts for the radiator and its casing and supplied with this stage. Follow the step-by-step instructions, assembly the parts, and hopefully at the end of it we will end up with a radiator. Yeah, the finished views will be the radiator. Okay, and there's the assembly guide. Oh, we've got a nice picture of a colour bus as well. Oh, and that will lead us on to stage 29, which I am not doing tonight, and I'm not doing live on stream. I'm going to be doing that at my leisure, unfortunately. So, but I will show you progress later on. Okay. So, where was my tab? Get back to the stream. There we are. Remove that from the stream, and yeah, let me show you something. Okay, so this Routemaster is going to be blue and white, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I experimented over the last couple of days, and I did some painting. So this is the cab. Okay, this is going to be a bit awkward to show on Ian's mat actually. So I haven't got anything to show you off the mat. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I have. So I've actually got a white background. So that's not even worse. That's even worse, isn't it? So right. So we've got the cab in stage 40. And so I got stage 40 as well. So and I actually said to myself, well, I need to paint the cab. So I'm going to do an experiment where I can spray this cab and see if I can get it something like. And it turned out absolutely brilliant, apart from just here. I've just got some overspray. My tape actually came loose, and I've just got a bit of overspray here, which I'm really annoyed about, because the rest of it's actually quite nice, very nice, in fact. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, it'll have that'll be how the cab is. It'll have the white around there, the blue around the bottom half. So yeah, it does actually look nice and super, apart from this little tiny bit of overspray here, which, God, I'm so gutted about. But having said that, I might be able to touch it up a little bit. We'll see. I'll see what I can do with a little bit of touch-up paint. So, because I can master that, I think. So yeah, I'll try it and see what it comes up like. And but yeah, the rest of it, well, it's pretty good. I think you can see a shine on it there somewhere. So yeah, but yeah, that's just an example. Okay, so a little exclusive for you of what I've been up to today, as well as everything else. Okay, so let's get back to this then. So okay, I need the instructions, and so let's go then. We're going to need the AP screws for this, because it's all plastic screws. I'm going to just move my mouse so my mouse doesn't try and end the stream before I do. So, okay, it says the thermostat 28A and radiator lower pipe 28I are not fitted in this issue. So we're looking at this one and this one. So the silver pipes, we do not fit them in this issue. Okay. And you've got to store them carefully away, of course. So, okay, so step one is to take the radiator and the backing of the radiator, try and get it in the right orientation. And I'm so glad that people are using my orientation and try again scenarios, because obviously, you know, show a model at the end of the day and you can do what you want with it, but I'd hate you to get it all wrong and the wrong way around. So if I can help at all with any orientation issues, then I will, and I'll try obviously to give you advice. So orientation wise, you've got two widgets at the top. You've got two holes each side, one there, one there. You've got holes each side in the bottom here, and two widgets at the bottom. So, and the ribbed part is to the outside, and then you want this bit, and the orientation for this is that it has got a peg there. So if you have it so that the cutout, where's the cutout gone? Where is the cutout gone? Can't even find the cutout now. My own pieces. Goodness me. Right, so yeah, that's right, it's there. So we've got two pegs here and a hole. We've got a peg in the top corner there, and we've got a peg here. So if you, and then you've got two pegs down here and a peg here. So if you have that peg there in that orientation, then that goes over there like that. Okay, fits in there nicely. So in there we want 4 AP screws. So it's going to be a nice quick issue, this one. So we've been, what have we been? What time did it start? 8 o'clock was it? I can't remember. Yeah, so 9:30. So we've been an hour and a half, haven't we? So yeah, I am getting a bit weary, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, aren't we? So these screws go in the corners, the sunken ones in the corners, not the raised ones. So, and remember, these are plastic, so you can only be very gentle with these, popping them in. You don't want to over thread them if you can help. So, okay, there we go. So that's what I'm doing on there. So it's gonna be a nice day tomorrow then as well, is it? So with the weather, and then it's going to go downhill Monday. So if you've got any washing to do, guys, get your washing done and go aired out tomorrow on the washing line. So right, okay, so next bit then is the cowl, and the cowl wants to go that way. So with the circle of the cowl towards the left. Okay, you've not moved this at all from any orientation. Okay, so that's on there, and then again there's 4 corners, so another 4 AP screws in the corners. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow is Mother's Day, and yeah, go treat your mother and take her for a meal or something if you can, or buy her some flowers or chocolates or a card or something to show your appreciation if you can. And if the mother is your wife, then you know, obviously treat her to something as well. And if you haven't got a mother, go treat your sister or your auntie or somebody who you know is a mother, or even your father if your father's been a mother to you. So yeah, go treat them a little bit if you can. So right, so that's all them 4 in. What's next then, guys? Turn the page, and we've put the ring on now on them 3 that's in the inside of the ring there. So you'll have to find the orientation for that, and they will go with the brackets close to the raised screw sockets like that, so that it sits in nicely. And again, 3 AP screws. It's marvelous just using 1 screw, isn't it? 1 type of screw, so instead of all them other screws that we've been using. So if you was building this all at once, if you was building this, how long do you think it would take you in reality? You know, there's 130 issues. Sorry, 120 issues with this one, I think. 130 issues with the HACHETTE one. So so 120 issues. How long do you think it would take you to build in days, weeks, hours, months, years? How long do you think it would take you to build? Just building completely, start to finish, one after another, getting it all nice and snug and tight and everything, checking everything, double checking it, and without painting anything. Or how long do you think it would actually take? 120 issues, so all at once. So anyway, just something I thought of actually. So right, now we've got the corner brackets. The corner brackets are fitting, I do believe, that way and that way. Let me just have a quick check on that. Yeah, I don't think there's a left and a right actually. I don't think that it's printed on them. So, but it is. They have got a little widget at the bottom of them that puts into the widget hole there, and then you pop a screw in. So, and they go that away as well. Okay, so another AP screw then in them too. So yeah, that's something to think about, isn't it? And then there's approximately 3,000 screws, and there's approximately 1,200 parts as well to this build. So that's an awful lot of going, isn't it? If you was doing it just non-stop 24/7. I mean, I don't think anybody could do it that long, you know. I mean, you'd have sore fingers, wouldn't you? Your fingers would wear out. All these screws and all these, you know, parts and that. Goodness me. Don't know, funny things like that cross your mind when you're building. And then you get then you get some ideas about, well, if I counted all the parts and I counted all the screws. Anyway, luckily somebody's done that for us on the Routemaster group. And that's how come I came up with the figure of 3,000 screws and 1,200 odd parts. So I've got that right now. Yep. So next one, and the next one is these two bits here. Okay, so these two bits here are shaped in a certain way that you've got to get them on in the correct orientation. So, excuse me, I'm going to pop that way, and I'm going to say that this one, does it go that way? I think it probably does. So, and does this one go that way? I think it probably does. Let's have a look, just to make sure on the orientation. Yes, I do believe so. So I'm actually just going to look and see. So indicator, push fit connection pegs. Okay. So we've got one there and we've got one there. So they've actually got extra holes in these on the corner chamfered bits. So it looks like the holes go the same way on each side. So that's that hole there. That's that hole there. So that hole's further in. So what I'm going to do is try and work out which one goes where. If the radiator is that way up, then we need one that goes that way across there, do we? With that orientation that way. So you'll know that if these are the wrong way because the pipes will actually go in. So yeah, and I don't think that's the right way, so I think it might be the other way. Okay, so let's go get that one and see if that one matches up. Yes, it does. Matches up that way. Let's see if it matches up that way as well. Yep, it certainly does. Yeah, so that's the way that one goes. Okay, again, look very carefully at the orientation, and then hopefully you'll get them in the right place. Get this one in the right orientation now. Going this way around, I believe. Like that. Go on, get on. Just double check. That's right. Yes, I do believe it is. Yep. As far as I'm led to believe, that is the right orientation. But at the end of the day, guys, it's not that bad if you need to take them off. You can actually get a screwdriver in and prise them off if you need to, if you do happen to get them wrong. But I think they're actually, I won't say the word, but they're actually easy. You know, they've made it easy to pop on. So, one radiator done. We don't use them two bits. We've got to put all them bits to one side. The finished views are the radiator. Okay, so that's that done. So that's issue 28 done of Builds this special modded Routemaster. And goodness me, it's made me sweat tonight, something chronic. So, and that's because we still have the heating on it. It comes on when the house warms up with the sun, it goes off, and then when it cools down, it comes back on again. So let me just move these, and I'll bring that back into camera shot. Okay, so, and a quick recap of what we've done. We've put the front axle on, and we've coupled it up to all the chassis, to all the extra bits on the subframe. Made the subframe, connected all that to the chassis, put the extra black wire on, and put all the steering bars on and everything, and tightened everything up. We've redone the suspension, so all suspension works now, back and front, and we've done the radiator and we've got to put these 2 pipes away somewhere safe until, I do believe, the next issue. So if it's not the next issue, then it's the issue after, which is issue 30. So 29 to do, and that's the awkward one. That's the engine, and I will be doing that off stream because I've already done one on stream, and it was, the pressure was just so much on me. But yeah, the engine has got to have all its pipes put on and everything. So yeah, the lovely AC engine, it's got to have all its pipes put on and all its bits and bobs. We've got a couple of bits to put on the chassis, like the prop shaft and the black pipe, the black oil pipe, and the the grey pipe that goes underneath here, underneath the chassis. So we've got them nice and safe. So we've got them to pop on the chassis at some point. And then stage 30 is almost done. And then that means I have got another pack. I've got pack 4 for this one, and that's obviously where the cab came from. So, and I'll be working on the cab and the paintwork again. So I will be working on that and making it a bit neater. And yeah, even though it's come up blooming lovely, it has. Yes, indeed. So I'm not going to show you too much because I want you to see it a bit later on. In fact, let's do a little experiment, shall we? You won't tell anybody, will you? No, of course you won't. Okay, let's do a little experiment. Let's put that somewhere there, just gently. Goodness me. Yeah, so let's put that on there. So yeah, that's just giving you a little insight. Okay, right. Okay, so there we go. That is lesson learned for today. Right, what else am I going to do to this then, guys? Well, I'm actually going to turn it over off stream, and then I'm going to silver paint all these little tiny black screws. So all the little tiny black screws are going to be silver painted. They're going to be painted with metallic paint Umbral 27001. Yeah, it's a metallic coat. So, and they'll be and so it'll more or less make them invisible. You know, you'll still be able to see them, but it'll more or less make them invisible. So if I want to put this on the David Buckingham base at a later date, and I want to put a mirror under there, then I can, and some lights, then people can see the underneath, and they can say, oh yeah, well, you silvered all them screws as well. So yeah, and that's what I want people to see, is little details like that, if I go that way. But because this is the special modded one, I want to paint all them little screws anyway. But that's like, well, it's going to be a good hour's job, maybe a bit more, you know, just sat there painting away while I'm watching television or something. So yeah, okay. So right, I think I've blabbed on enough for tonight. Let's go back to the chat. And Yorkshire Crafter says, hi everyone, sorry I'm late. No, it's all right, Yorkshire Crafter, thanks for joining. Evening, good evening to you. And lots of people in the chat are saying good evening. So, and Dee says, I agree, power mod for this bus. Yeah, I'm pretty swayed to that idea, actually. I'm pretty swayed to that because it's not going to be too long before it's actually done. So, okay, so Nigel says the cab looks fantastic, Dave. Thank you. Thank you very much. Much appreciate that. So Ian says that can looks the biz. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Nigel says, Dave, you're up to place I am with my Routemaster model. As you are, boy, it's very impressive. Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, when you get to this size, you know, I can't even get it in the camera. When you get to this size, you know, it might be worth weighing it as well, because obviously it weighs an enormous amount, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, it's upside down at the moment, obviously. So David Bassett says it will be worth all the effort, Dave, with all your mods and repainting so many parts. It really is magnificent already. Thank you very much for that, David. Very much appreciated. So, and then we've got people saying hello to everybody in the chat, which is lovely. And David Bassett says, great live stream tonight, Dave. Are you going to replace the fuel injection pipes with brass or copper wire, Dave? Yes, is the short answer to that, David. Yes, I've actually got some. I've actually found it today, me brass and copper wire. And yeah, I've been thinking about replacing them and making them nice and shiny and popping them on the engine. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to try that method. Yes, indeed. So, and David Bassett says, oh, wow, the cab with the front wings grille really is striking. Yes, they do look brilliant, don't they? Thank you. So, and Nigel says, thanks, Dave. Enjoyed the live chat. No, thank you for joining. Much appreciated. Stuart Sullivan says, great streaming, Dave. Night, best wishes, Stuart. No, best wishes to you, Stuart. Thank you very much for joining. And D. Harris says, another excellent stream, Dave. That blue cab, excellent paintwork. Thank you, Stuart. Much appreciated. And Stuart Sullivan says, night, team. And D. Harris says, night, Stuart. And D. Harris says, night, all in chat. And see you tomorrow night at 6. Yeah. Okay. So that'll bring me nicely onto what I'm going to say next then when I come back on camera. Camera, where's the camera? There it is. I get so enthralled in the builds, it's just unreal. So you can probably tell I've got beaded sweat on me in there. Right, so thank you ever so much for joining. I've thoroughly enjoyed the build tonight. So it's been brilliant. I'm not going to do issue 29 on stream live again. You have already seen me sweat and try and get 29 done. And it's, as you guys know, issue 29 is really difficult. So take your time with it. You know, just take your time. You know, don't give yourself an hour. Give yourself 3 hours. You know, and just take your time. Take it nice and steady, and you will surprise yourself if you just do one bit at a time, slowly. Then have a break, have a cup of tea or something, and then go back to it. And yeah, issue 29 is one of them issues with the partworks that everybody will remember right throughout the build. You'll be saying to yourself, God, blimey, I remember that issue 29. But then when we get to 40, whatever it is, you'll be thinking, goodness me, 29 was a breeze. But yeah, so I'm not trying to put you off or anything, but yeah, watch out for issue 64 and 65. They're good. So no, they are very good, and every partworks has, you know, not problem areas, but difficult, you know, stretching areas that you need to look at very, very carefully to get your model absolutely right. So, and it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile taking your time over, because at the end of the day, your model is going to look absolutely wonderful. It's going to look out of this world. It really is. So yeah. And when they say museum quality, yes, absolutely, museum quality and beyond, without a shadow of a doubt. So, right, a little bit more chat there. So David Bassett says, good night, Dave, and everyone in chat. Good night, David. Thank you for joining. Stuart Sullivan says, thumbs up. Yeah, nice thumbs up, please, everybody. And then David Bassett says, I'm off to dream of ACs. Yeah, why not? And yeah, I sometimes I watch YouTube late on a night, and I'll watch all sorts of buses and things and different things. And I was watching a Bedford Oby dual coach being driven very nicely throughout the countryside with that whining gearbox and the double D clutching and the 4-speed straight 6 petrol engine. And oh, yes, it was lovely. So yeah. Right, Nigel says, David Bassett, have a great dream about AECs. Yeah, why not? And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, right. So tomorrow night then, I'm just going to go tomorrow night, and then we'll give you the full update of what's happening tomorrow night. So tomorrow night is 6 o'clock. You've got Max Modz, and he's doing a live stream at 6 o'clock, and he'll be bringing you up to speed with everything that's in the Partworks world. So then at 7 o'clock, you've got the Nexus, that's Kevin. He'll be bringing you up to speed on what's in his part of the Partworks world as well. So then 8 o'clock on the Northern Model Builders channel, tomorrow night, you've got the Northern Model Builders and Crafters. And the Northern Model Builders will be doing all sorts of either Partworks or plastic modeling or painting or gluing or what have you. Everything to do with everything to do with plastic modeling and anything else that in between. So yeah, it's no hard and fast rules with it. It's just a free and easy couple of hours of doing our plastic models on or whatever we're building. We've got one person building a clock. We've got one person who's painting a Lancaster. We've got one person that's painting a Mini, and we've got one person that's doing something with some Star Trek stuff, and there's all sorts of things. So yeah, be there or be square, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Okay, and then at that time, then we'll give you a rundown of what's happening throughout the next week. Okay. So I'm going to wish you all a good night. Thank you ever so much for joining tonight. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've enjoyed all my time with you tonight, and I am absolutely shattered. So I'm getting near 10 o'clock now. So I'm going to say good night, take care, and God bless, and hopefully there'll be some peace in there as well. So peace, everyone. Good night now.